Good morning, YouTubers. Now we're starting out here in the dark, just so I could show you this. This is a Best Buy gift card. Of course, it wasn't ever issued to the store yet. Turn the lights on. But as you can see, this thing is thin as a regular credit card. When you mash the button, it's hard to see in the light. But the reason I'm showing you this is there is a battery inside there. And that's what some of the batteries look like. As an example, inside this card, it has a little LCD display and a 3-volt lithium polymer battery and a little circuit. Here's some other examples of what was inside these gift cards here. And it's similar to the other Best Buy card. This one had lights embedded in it with the battery and a button. You push the button, a little IC chip and some LED lights in there in different places. That's sort of what's inside some of these cards. Now the ones that are related to the credit card market, like that one there, and these other ones here, have buttons on them and little LCD displays. They're powered, unlike the cards we use today in America that have that chip in them, supposed to make them more secure. These cards were primarily in the European market, and each time you used the credit card, it would change the credit card number, so if it was stolen, it could never be authenticated by the thief. And it would communicate with an RFID signal to the merchant. So these are examples of little circuits that I'd made years and years ago. So you can see the date on some of these goes back to 2006, 2007. And so yeah, some of these batteries are really old. A lot of them are dead, but there's a couple here that still have power. And that's a little switch going to an LED, and this is a little horn buzzer. There's a LCD display hooked to a battery with some chips in there. There's another one of those circuits that has the LEDs on it. That's an example of the snap switch that sometimes they would use inside those. Here's a small, believe it or not, 3-volt, probably 5 milliamp hours. These larger ones are 40 milliamp hours, 25 milliamp hours, 30 milliamp hours. So it gives a good example of the variety. The reason I'm showing you this is a little collection I've collected over the years, a place where I used to work, and there manufacturing department is out of business right now, but they still have research and development going on, trying to come up with a rechargeable version. Now, this was my business card, and here's another example. This was a Pokemon collector's card, and it was packed full of circuitry and batteries, and it would light up and do all kind of funky things. So it gives you a good clue of the technology that's available in our day and time. We used to make about 25,000 a day of these little batteries and ship them overseas to other countries to go in their debit cards and credit cards. In the it's kind of hard to see with the camera, and you can feel it really good with your fingers, but this card has got a 3D effect where these letters are raised above the flat surface of the card. The same with this one. This is our Target gift card, and some of the balloons and the package are raised up above the surface of the card like a 3D imprint. And then this one is recessed into the card, this footprint, like it's recessed in real sand. You can see there the reflection with the light. So there's all kind of unique things that they used to do. I worked there for 20 years as an electrician, building the machines that made these batteries and maintaining the facilities and so on. So I got some photographs that were done back around 2006, the same time these batteries were made, of the actual machines that were in the dry room that made batteries. This is a research and development table where they would do research and testing. This was a conveyor system that would link two large machines together, and the two machines together would assemble these cells and then package them. And this is a picture of the machine that would do the packaging. And all those machines were something we had to keep going all the time, and they didn't work 24/7, but they did work sometimes up to 2 shifts depending on the orders. But that's a little history of some of the stuff that was really cool back in the day. This guy here is not working for the company anymore either. He was the CEO. But this newspaper is dated 2014. And they were still selling credit cards to the banking industry. I think Bank of America was the only bank in the United States that was using our card. All the card readers in our country are too different from each other for some system like this to work in America, because we have so many different kind of card readers that our systems weren't compatible with the different readers. But this is an old newspaper article about the technology and what was going on at the time. I kept that just for keepsake, like some people do. And here's another example. They would just take cardstock and create a flyer or pamphlet thing you can hand out to people. But inside of here, it's got a battery and some backlit areas that are transmitted through the edge of the backlit material. And they would use something like this Mylar, and they would shoot the light into the edge of the Mylar, and then if they embossed a certain area or etched a certain area of the Mylar, that light would refract and come up 90 degrees. And that's some of the effect that was created using these cards here. I'm going to turn the light off again. See if we can't get this one to work. I have so many different ones here. I can feel the switch in there snapping, but these are so old. There's one. These are so old that the batteries are on the edge of death. That one's barely working. You see it flashing. So this is something I wanted to do a video about one time. I'd saved this stuff when I worked there. Would use it to show people what we did and so on. And I've had it all these years. I'm retired now, so it would have been a successful company if management hadn't tried to sell something they didn't make. There were some other reasons too, that this technology is really way far ahead of its time. I think that battery right there, we actually made a bunch of samples for Google. There's all kind of unique situations that we were involved with. Medical industry, NASA, banking systems. So I thought it was pretty cool and something to show the world. And I hope you guys enjoyed this little show and tell. And thank you for being a YouTube subscriber and visitor to my channel. We're in this time of the con virus, and as you can see by my emoji that I use on my channel, the gorilla mask with the con virus mask on, I've been wearing that mask for more than 2 years now. So it's just a funny thing to bring up, because the con virus has changed our economy and our nation as we know it, and it may never be the same again. But Roger Ramjet, man, has always been this way. Thank you. Have a nice day. Hey, GoPro YouTubers. That's real. That's not a drone. It's called a click bug. It's Sort of like a firefly. Only it has two eyes that light up. See if we can disturb it here. I caught it on the fence out back. They're all going crazy out there now. This is the time of year. But you just sort of touch it. He's just out of my reach. Let me see if I can get a grill tool here. Might be a little big, but it'll work. Okay, you see the bug. I'm almost smashing him. He's right in the edge. Okay, there's no mistaking those eyes. I might have hurt him with this grill tool. He's upside down, I think. Oh, that's why they call him a click bug. He can actually jump like a beetle. There he goes. That is not a drone. That is not a robot. That is a real animal God created. He just flew away. Yes, they have wings. Can you believe it? I don't know where. Oh, there he is. He's going all over the place. So I'm going to take you out in the backyard. Because it's really dark out here now. Got my motion detector lights off. Let's just see. Oh, there's another one right there. We're at the base of the oak tree where the tree house is. And there is a click bug right there. This is no editing. This is real. I'm going to go further back in the corner of the yard. And you can see, like you'd see up north in the firefly season, look at all those little lights flying around. Those are not fireflies, they're click bugs. Click beetle. Here's one right here on the fence. It's called a click beetle. And they're like a beetle, and they can jump like a grasshopper, but they have glowing eyes. So all those little lights you see in the distance are click beetles. They're just now emerging from their annual. You only do this once a year, and it's only for a few nights during that time. And they emerge to mate or whatever, but they're everywhere. I can count at least 15 within my view of where I'm at in the corner of the yard here. So, just some excitement in the dark of the evening. Sayonara, turkey.